Hi guys, Mr. Giles here. Welcome to the 6th episode of my Let's Play AAR United Kingdom series. I would firstly like to apologise to anyone that's having a bit of difficulty finding the patch or the beta. I do realise that Paradox seems to have a few issues with getting it out there, and I do apologise if you're having a bit of difficulty finding it. The link is in my initial video, by the way, so that's the first episode of this series. It's in the description. I might put it on my channel page if you're that interested in it. And yes, so we've reached the 6th episode, which means that we're now going to need to find a whole new decimal system. We're going to have to find a whole new way of counting, because I'm not going to be able to count all my episodes on one hand anymore. Oh no. We need to think of a whole new system. Maybe one which involves an abacus, because they're cool. Incidentally, I have actually described my computer as an abacus before, because it is really that bad, but that's sort of aside the point. Now, this episode is going to be called Building the Tension, or something to do with tension, because if you have noticed, we are now in 1938, which means that yes, Germany is soon going to start triggering its events. Austria will be annexed to the Anschluss of Austria, and the First Vienna and Treaty of Munich will partition Czechoslovakia, which means that Germany's threat really will be increasing very quickly. As you can see, Japan is considered my major threat at the moment. That will soon change to Germany, and war really will be looming within the coming months. You can see I've sort of already started deploying, but I'm really going to need to step that up, my deployment, before the end of the year. Definitely need to have my naval assets in place. I'm keeping them in port at the moment because I need them to upgrade when I finish relevant upgrades. So let's get going, shall we? I'll put it on speed 4 for now, just in case my resource stockpiles. These should be all right. It just usually takes a bit of time for them to reorganize or sort of update since you when you load a save game. Light cruiser, these are good techs. I might take light cruiser crew training advance out of there, and also radar training. I mean, they're nice doctrines to have, but I need to start focusing on some of my other techs now. I've noticed I've sort of neglected them slightly. I'd also like to say in my last video, in my description, level 3 artillery, light artillery that is. Yeah, we'll keep that in there for now. In the description of my last video, that's the second part of my 5th episode. Oh, I know, confusing. I put some links to other video AARs, Let's Plays out there. So if you're interested, there's two by DTR Radioactive, or Night Raider, as he should be known as. That's his name on the forums. And Death6. Can't remember his YouTube name. And they're both very good. Death6's is still going on. Yeah, I mean, he's sort of reached a similar stage as Japan. He's sort of taken a region comparable to this. Oh look, they've got an encirclement going. Oh dear, bad for China. And he's having a lot of difficulty fighting the Royal Navy around Hong Kong. So that's quite interesting. I have to say he's not balancing his attention between the Navy and the Army too well. And he definitely does seem to be neglecting his orders and things, but it's still good. I would still recommend it. It's very professional, much more professional than mine. Mine are just sort of lumped together and like crazy. And the reason for that is because I'm essentially technically illiterate. And yeah, so I'm technically illiterate, and that's fun because it means that I can talk about the game more than I can talk about the video that I put in at the beginning. Leadership Advanced. This is very good. I'm definitely going to keep this in. And now we're wasting research because of this. We're wasting tech. I'm also just going to adjust my sliders slightly. I just want to keep them down, make sure that we're not investing too much in diplomacy or espionage. So we're going to research one more project. Well, these are tempting. Lots of techs are tempting. You could go with any of them, really. But I think I am going to research one of my armour techs. Oh, they are level 2. I'm going to research light tank armour. And light tank gun. We'll just get those two for now. we can focus on them more at a later point. You know, you don't need to research all 4 techs at one time, by the way. As long as you keep an eye of exactly where they are, you know, it's helpful. It's good to know where they are, but, you know, you don't need to research too much. You don't need to spam your leadership, you know, or your IC. I try to not spend too much in terms of my IC. I try to spend what I know I can spend. I've just noticed we finished our radar station in Malta, or at least the one I queued up. So I'm actually going to queue that up to a level 5 one, as having intel in the med is vital. I also need more air units. I think that's going to be my next priority. I want to build some multi-roles so I can cover my both cover my ground forces, get some fighter cover, and also multi-roles are good for Britain because they have a good range. And when you're fighting in India or you're using them to support your fleet action, then it's good to have that. It's very good to have that kind of support. You know, never ever send a battle fleet into an area where you know are carriers without ground-based fighter support, because you're just going to get ripped to shreds. Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'd also suggest using fighters, or at least some form of scouting unit, just to detect what's going on. You know, you never want to send things blindly into combat. You know, it's very bad. You know, intel is probably it is a really vital asset. You know, don't underestimate its significance. That's why I'm investing in radar stations, I'm investing in decryption technology, etc, etc. You know, it's all that intel is vital. Now I'm thinking of coming up with a policy on Denmark, because I know as Britain it is sort of advantageous to keep the Baltic open. Whether I have the capability to do so, however, is debatable. What I'd intend is I wouldn't defend the peninsula. I can't defend the peninsula. I don't have the troops. I don't have the strength, really. But I might try and defend the islands around Øresund, Copenhagen, because I might want to keep the. I might want to launch Operation Gamey later at some point, which is an attack through Stettin onto Berlin, or from Rostock onto Berlin, with the sole purpose of capturing their resource stockpiles, which is admittedly insanely gamey, and I do apologise for that, but it's a good tactic actually. I would recommend it, because if Germany loses its stockpiles, then it's really hard for them to fuel their IC, because they have a real shortage of metals and of rare materials, and without significant conquests in the beginning of the game, they're going to find that very difficult to control, really. I've got a light cruiser tech finishing there. Yeah, so level 4, I want to keep it in there, but I'm going to actually put this onto a light tank engine for now. I just want to spread out my techs, make sure I'm not neglecting anything. Actually, I've changed my mind. Yep, changing my mind again. I am going to put one onto one of our tactical bomber wings, because I noticed that I haven't really upgraded those at all as of yet. And we don't want those to just become obsolete. Sorry, the reason I pause is because I find it very hard to delegate IC efficiency and make sure I'm not wasting IC without pausing, because at speed 5 things do happen very quickly, and obviously IC is only wasted if you let it go on for more than a day, so that's why I pause very quickly. Probably sounds like I'm absolutely jabbing the keyboard, which is actually, yes, what I am doing. But you can see the effect of my radar station here, in Dover that is. I can see quite a lot of what Germany has and what the Netherlands and Belgium have, just because I have a level 5, or level 4 even, radar station. It really helps me. I can see what's going on, I can plan my future operations and stuff around that. So we just finished single airframe 2 tech. We're not going to research that one yet. We're going to research... we are going to research medium fuel tank for our tacticals. Just make sure that our fighters don't get ahead of our bombers in tech levels. I did notice, by the way, look, Berlin, they have a missile test site, or a rocket test site. So, Germany is investing in rockets, which I hope does not mean they're about to build ICBMs. I hope not. Otherwise, that would be pretty bad. Pretty bad for me, pretty bad for the Commonwealth. Not that I anticipate the Commonwealth doing much, apart from me. We look at their techs. They're not really researching anything out of the normal. This is very, very normal, I would say. Their practicals are as you'd expect, and their weak techs are as you'd expect. Again, I'm going to take single airframe out and put it onto medium bomb. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh look, here we go. So Japan is making some progress. No Minister reports that Japan has enforced conquer on Shaanxi. But we can also see that obviously the other warlords are helping out, because we've got some Gongxi unit, or Gongxi controlled regions here, and also a little pocket of communist China. So we know that nationalist China and communist China aren't fighting alone, which does make me fear for the strength of the southern front. Yeah, they have changed the borders quite a lot. They've Guangzhou is now part of nationalist China, as is Beijing, as I mentioned beforehand. So nationalist China looks as it's become more powerful, whilst the smaller warlords look as they've actually lost strength. Communist China still looks like a fortress. I mean, look at that. Look at the river lines and urban province and all that horrible terrain. Yeah, you wouldn't want to go anywhere near that. So I have actually noticed quite a lot that Japan's success on China actually depends on whether it takes out communist China or not. Because that seems to me, if communist China falls, it leaves quite a huge gap in the line through which Japan can exploit. So that would be interesting to see what happened here. Oh, we definitely got a big breakthrough here. This is a breakthrough and a half. You can see the pace at which Japan is moving. I expect the collapse of the Shaanxi front probably means that this unit, China's probably messed up its supply lines. It's probably decided to strategically redeploy units, and the AI is freaking out right now because Shaanxi collapsed. And that's allowed Japan to punch through here, which, to be honest, is a far more significant threat. Where's Nanjing? Oh, look, here we go. This is the first one of the events I was talking about. The Anschluss of Austria. So they have triggered this now, and now that does mean that Germany has annexed Austria, which is bad for me. But because of the threat increase, or the decrease in my neutrality, I do have... Oh, look, I can get one now. They're both pretty crap, but I'm already in a faction, so it doesn't really make any difference. 1 year draft. We definitely want to move up to basic mobilization before we move up to... Oh, we can do both at the same time. We have quite a large reserve of cash. Money. Currency. So let's just adjust our laws accordingly now. So now we have got slightly more effective IC, because basic mobilization is minus 25% of base value IC rather than minus 50%, which is what full civilian economy gives. So the faster you can move away from that, the better. Yeah, we want to trade with the US. We have quite a lot of money at the moment, and you need to remember that money in Hearts of Iron is useless. Money does not mean anything. Money, because the amount of money that you have does not actually affect anything really. You can't. It's the only thing you can really use money for is changing laws and trades. And obviously, it's much more important to have resources than it is to have money. So, if your money is, if you're losing money, it's not very important. Obviously, if you've got less than £100 or something in your bank account, then I worry about it. But so we got a decision here. Strike. I don't want to lose the unity. That does sound bad, and it seems that quite a high probability that I get the descent change anyway. So I am going to put that into now. I don't want my unity going down. I already have a fractured government, so I'm already losing unity. What I am going to do is I can appoint a Tory somewhere else in the cabinet, just to make sure that I don't see if I can lose that that penalty. But I can't. They all seem to be Labour ministers, or liberals, not Labour. Yeah, actually, where do they put Labour on this? They put the Labour as Labour are... Oh, they're Social Democrat. Oh, okay. I'm happy with that. I was hoping they weren't going to make them communist. Make me look bad. I am a member of the Labour Party after all, so... right. So that's finished up. We're going to put this one onto light tank engine now. I do believe we are researching all the relevant texts here. Or maybe I should invest in fighter pilot training. I'll put fighter pilot training in and interception tactics and fighter targeting focus up. Don't research bomber targeting focus and fighter targeting focus because they nullify each other if you research both of them. So you're just wasting research, wasting leadership, wasting everything. And wasting things is bad. Now, China doesn't appear to have a capital, or I can't find it. It's not Nanjing now, it's... Oh, they've made it Chongqing. Kind of makes sense, actually, and I expect they've done that for balance reasons as much of anything. We've got our first Royal Marines here. I'm going to make this the Royal Marine Division, because it's called... Marine Corps. Yes, Royal Marines are great, by the way. Definitely don't want to neglect the Royal Marines. We'll appoint this guy. Well, maybe, hang on, I'll see who I have leading the Armour Corps. Hobart, sorry, that was disgusting. Yeah, he's okay. I would have liked to have had a logistics wizard there, but I think I need this guy here. I need him. Because obviously the Panzer Leader trait does not give me any advantage. Or oh, look, sorry, I haven't got this set to skill level. No, I can do this better now. You're probably all laughing at me there. Yes, no wonder. That was very stupid of me. So we'll put the First Armour Corps under the control of Anderson. Yes, Anderson. I'm just checking out my commanders, by the way, because I know I've got some better ones to point now. Nationalist China cancelling our trades. Obviously they feel confident that they'll be able to defend themselves without my help. Not that I would help China. That close to Japan I would get screwed over. So definitely don't want to risk that. It sort of seems right to have a sort of an ambush trait on a specialist unit, like the Royal Marines. I'm going to take the Royal Marines down to the Med. Obviously, they're not going to do anything in Britain. Actually, unless I use them... Oh, that's tempting. I could recreate what the Brits... Well, the British in... before the war had a strategic operation which they called the Baltic Operation. And what the objective of the Baltic Operation was to destroy the Kriegsmarine before it could put to sea. By moving through Öresund, the state of Öresund, and striking at Kiel, Lübeck, Rostock, Stettin, Kolberg, and Königsberg. Obviously, these are the major ports which I can't get to because Germany will seal off the Baltic, which is what they did in reality with minefields. But it's tempting, but I feel it could be quite a risky operation. And I have a feeling that the German AI will be incompetent enough to send its units out of its ports anyway, so I would be able to defeat them at sea rather than at land, rather than in port. We got some good. Oh dear, yeah, it's not looking good for China right now. Communist China just fell, and they lost Nanjing and they've lost Shanghai. I don't think the nationalists will be able to come back from this. So I'm just going to look at our tech. We just finished light cruiser armor, tech level 4. So we have tech level 3 here, tech level 4 here, tech level 3, 4. Okay. Fighter targeting focus. I'm going to take this out, actually. I'm going to invest in either... What do we deem to be more important? My tanks or my air force? My tanks. Yeah, my tanks. No, sorry. Wrong one. Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg being a level 10 difficulty tech. So if I can get this one out of the way, it'll be good. Good, we got another decryption advance. We'll get rid of aero engine. We don't need engines. Engines are overrated, by the way. I've never understood if a navy is out of fuel, it can still move, albeit extremely slow, and I've never understood why. Doesn't really seem right. Maybe they row or something. That would be a harsh deal. It'd be a very harsh deal. I'm going to take the Royal Marines down to the Med. Maybe put them in Malta. Malta would be a good place for the Royal Marines for now. I know they're reserves. Not really. They probably shouldn't be reserves, actually, but it doesn't really matter. Reserves don't make any difference at all once they're mobilised. It's just you need to invest in mobilising them. So we're in May 1938 now. It's all kicking off in China. Sorry, I should go and watch this probably. It's a little bit more interesting for you guys, I suppose. Even from a tactical level. Strategic level, whatever you want to call it. Yes, China, I think it's just taken Wuhan. Yes, they have. Japan even. Japan does seem to be really pushing through here. They've pushed through the good terrain, however, so it does seem as if the Chinese would be able to dig in all the mountains and the jungles and the forests in the south, which is what happened in reality. You know, the Chinese did historically probably make it to this point, and they did make landings in these ports around the south. But China held out because they held their key cities in the mountains, their Chongqing, Shanghai. I'm not going to try pronouncing that, Shangsha. And then obviously in Operation August Storm, which is when the Soviet Union invaded Manchuria. Well, the Japanese had no chance in Asia, you know. The Red Army v the Imperial Japanese Army in 1945, which is just no competition. Yeah. I do actually find the sort of border conflicts and relations between Manchuria, Japan, and the Soviet Union to be quite interesting. If you read up about them, like the battles of Kochan Gol, they're all very interesting. I'd recommend doing that if you like history and you like reading about war and dying and dead people. Yeah, it just seems to be that the Japanese are moving too fast. I think any hopes of the Chinese bogging them down they're going to be quite slim. Certainly they've left it quite late to do that. Yes, I don't know. I'm going to check my supply situation in Ethiopia. I need to make sure I'm not taking too much of a hit. You take no attrition in friendly provinces. I forgot that. Very unprofessional of me, that. So that does mean I don't even need to worry about those troops or about supply, really, or anything. There's only one corps down there, and there's a division of regulars in the north. But I'm not overly concerned. I think they'll be fine. I think one corps should be able to defeat Ethiopia once Italy's supply problems become apparent. Good, we've got some more artillery divisions, artillery brigades even, finishing up. I'm going to take these down like I did last time to the Med. I'm going to reinforce my sort of flying armies. Well, my priority goes to, of course, the corps which are going to fight very soon, which are going to be my my ones in North Africa. I'm not going to support France. And the predominant, I would support France, I think, if the surrender mechanism was slightly better, or slightly more in my favour. So when France fell, rather than having my troops cut off, encircled, and out of supply, as if it was because Germany annexes French territory, it would be quite nice to be able to retreat them historically, or to have a better chance of retreating them historically. We've got some naval doctrines finishing up here. I will leave tank pilot training in there. Oh no, sorry, yeah, that's one I put in a second ago. I have quite good naval techs now. Naval strike techs, which is good. Definitely helps my interdiction efficiency. That's what we want. Interdiction is more effective than ground strike, by the way, guys. Interdiction is against mobile units, so it's against units which are moving, which makes them more vulnerable to bombing, essentially. So if you use interdiction, you do more damage. Yeah, China is about to die. There's no way they're coming back from this one. Sorry, I do apologise. I pause it a lot, and I need to make sure that everything is going smoothly. I do pause an awful lot more than other people. I understand I'm quite a conservative player when it comes to that kind of thing. So we got like tank armour. Well, that was quick. I can't believe we got that fast. Yeah, we'll put it into reliability then. Yeah, we will fully upgrade our tanks for a bit by 1 level. In reliability and gun and armour and toughness and engine, whatever. I've also noticed I haven't built any infantry yet, so I'm quite concerned that my infantry practicals have actually been dropping. Yeah, they're quite low. It doesn't really help me very much, and I do apologise for that. It's quite bad of me. I should have thought about this earlier. So I'm just going to put. Yeah, so we got a penalty here from our. So we're going to put 1 infantry brigade to reinforce that one in London, which is a 2 infantry brigade, and I'm going to put 3 reserve infantry divisions into the production queue. I'm not going to put those as priority yet. I want to keep those just ticking through, just to make sure I don't lose those. I will be obviously researching these all the time. Efficiency and production. Britain is a country which doesn't start with a huge amount of base IC, and we need to do whatever we can to maximise that. So we've just finished up one of our infantry techs. That's fine. 1942 tech. Well, we're at level 4 tech, which is 1940 tech, if that makes any sense at all. And we're going to push this back into carrier, no, naval, land, assault concentration. We'll put it into that for now. We'll try and get an organisation boost. Yeah, we'll take that. Oh, we're losing energy. USA. Hello, it's Charles. I'd like to buy some energy from you, please. That's fine. We'll lose some money, but I'm not overly concerned. We have quite a large stockpile of cash at the moment. Cash being a term that governments use a lot to describe their financial reserves, by the way. We're putting some into engine there, if you might have noticed. It's good to, in some ways it's good to build light cruisers as Japan and as the USA, because they have a much greater range than destroyers, and they have better anti-air stats. Their anti-air stats upgrade much better than their respective destroyer of the same tech level. And I'm just waiting for the inevitable to tell me that China has surrendered, because look how close they are. Can't I intervene? I could proclaim guarantee. Can I do that? No. Oh, that'd be extremely that would be really gamey. Very close to it. My neutrality needs to be at 60, and it's at 61. But once the wars have started, that actually doesn't work. So we've got our artillery brigades here. We're going to take those down to Suez. Don't know what's going on there with my cursor. It's a bit annoying. Oh, I wasted some IC. Terrible. Never waste IC. Oh good, we got an... Oh. Back to port. No. Right. Oh, Liberia wants to trade with us. Obviously we want to stay close to superpowers. But I'm not going to do that. Liberia being a huge superpower. Never underestimate Liberia, by the way. I've seen them win. I've seen them conquer the whole world. It's kind of tempting to keep that in, but I'm going to take it out. And I am going to put it into anti-aircraft armament for carriers. I wish I had more carriers. I always wish I had more carriers. It's the only thing. My only regret is that I don't have more carriers. And one has just finished, which is quite convenient. I've also noticed that my carrier air groups have taken longer to build than my carrier, which seems a little bit perverse. But we're going to put... How long would that take to research? No, where is it? These ones. How long will it take me to research these? December. I don't have time for that. So I'm going to put immediately another carrier into production with carrier air groups. If I can get one full operational carrier fleet by war, then I will be extremely happy. Yeah, there we go. It's all over, really. The war in China's over. Well done, Japan. So we can see we built our Ark Royal. Better stats all round than my old ships. Courageous and Furious and whatnot. Not hugely better, but I wanted that in there anyway. Remember, it's more the importance of carrier air groups than... I forgot what tech just finished. Did anyone see that? Light cruiser escort roll. Must have been that. No, I'm not going to put that in. Instead, we will have... I'm pretty pleased with my techs. Quite pleased with my techs. Before anyone really has a go at me for doing everything wrong. We're going to put it into aero engine. I want our carrier air groups to get better. I go on and on and on about carriers, don't I? Carriers are good. Definitely don't neglect your carriers. See, I was correct. You see that Ark Royal was built with 1918 standard, model 1918 carrier anti-aircraft armament. However, because you can upgrade anti-aircraft armament on ships, I wasn't overly concerned about that. So it's upgrading now, which means that you have to invest some IC in it. But of course, it's better to have radar to have anti-aircraft than not. Oh, good. We're gonna build this up to a level 10 radar station in Dover. Malta is finished as well, which means Singapore is finished as well, which means I must have relatively high level here. Maybe level 5. We'll put this up to level 10 as well. Level 10 radar stations are very good. I mean, their effectiveness is reduced if the enemy has researched encryption technology to a high degree, but you can see already that I can see quite a lot of Sumatra that I wouldn't usually be able to see, but it's more my sea visibility I'm concerned about. Look at this. I can already see the ocean immediately approximate or in proximity to Singapore, and that's going to help me a lot. Visibility is very important, and I can already see what's going on in Sicily. Oh yes, I forgot. I sent things here. Don't want to neglect those. You've probably been thinking, don't forget to combine these for like the last half an hour or so. I haven't forgotten. I don't forget things. I don't forget things. It's such a lie. I forget everything. We lost my brother's passport the other day. That's how forgetful we are. No, we're not giving you supplies. I know you think we need money, but we don't. No one needs money. Now, I want to see what... Can I still fit 1 core on a 5? Yes, I can, which is good. You can tell I'm only spending about 10 more IC than I can at any one point. I'm trying to keep a balance and trying to keep a little sort of idea of what's going on. I'm going to build 2 Southampton class. Oh, here we go. So we got the Munich Treaty, the Treaty of Munich, which is where it agrees to the partition of Sudetenland to Germany. And it's just such a big... Oh, it's such a terrible Malaus to take that. You lose 24 unity, and all those other nations, essentially the Commonwealth and the USA more significantly, will take a lot longer to join the Allies and to get into the war. So I'm not going to do this. I don't have the time right now. Can't afford it. Apparently that changes my relationship with Germany. And I don't see why, because actually what I just did is appease them, not oppose them. We're moving to war economy now. We're starting to get some decent laws. We now have a bonus on our base IC. So we get we're 25% bonus from war economy. We won't be able to see the effects of that until tomorrow, at least to an extent. War economy and consumer goods orientation are very good laws to combine, by the way, in peacetime. I'm moving up my... I'm going to put another Southampton class light cruiser in the production queue, and also maybe another role. No, I don't know. Yeah, so we'll put another Spitfire in there. One Spitfire, one squadron, one multi-role squadron. So we're losing some. We're running out of our stockpiles now because we've moved to. Oh, I want them. Because we've now got increased demand. So we'll buy metal from the USA, energy from the Soviets. Britain is not resource poor like lots of nations in Hearts of Iron. Japan, Germany, and Italy, to a lesser extent, are made quite difficult to play by the fact that they have very poor stockpiles at the beginning of the game, and also they have they're constantly battling with their resource stockpiles. They're obviously always running out of them, essentially, and you need to really keep up the pace of offensives and keep raising your threat against the USA in particular. To actually maintain them, which makes it very to actually maintain your resources, which makes them very difficult to play. Using the 1936 scenario helps because it means you have time to build up your resource stockpiles beforehand. And I'm concerned right now that when war breaks out, it's going to be a full war, not a limited war. So Japan will be able to invade India through Burma. And that does seem a bit of a concern to me. There's only there's 3 province gap here that I can defend, but again, I'm still a bit concerned. Small water radius. We can take this out for now, I think. Electronic computing machine. This is quite good. We'll keep that in, which means we free up another tech to put elsewhere, and we'll put it into. Where will we put it into? I'm quite happy with my text at the moment. I was debating whether to put it into something again, wasn't I? Mechanized offensive, maybe? Yeah, we'll put it into here for now. My land doctrines are sort of fallen behind. as much as I outlined the importance of doctrines at the beginning, I've let my land ones fall behind slightly. Yeah. Hopefully Yunnan will win. They won't, but hopefully. I don't think they're at war. I can't tell if they're at war or not. Yes, they are. That's interesting. That's another change in the patch, because usually Japan won't invade Yunnan. So they must start as part of the Kuomintang. I could do with some additional land forces in India just to make sure. So I'm going to put in some more infantry then. It's going to be a shame going to war, and then I'll lose my reserve bonus. But yeah, in fact, yeah, shame going to war in a war game in an AAR, which I'm recording on the internet. That would be really a shame for you lot, wouldn't it? I'm going to avoid it actually. I'm just not going to go to war. No. Nav tactics. Right, there we go. October 1938. Can we declare war on Germany? No. Can we declare war on Italy? Italy has not joined the Axis. I've been planning my strategy around Italy, really. How far from the Axis are they? This could be a fundamental flaw of my strategy. They have a neutrality of 25. Oh. As much as it sounds weird, I do hope they join the Axis, because I actually want my strategy to work. I actually want to have some kind of point to having all my units in the med. Right, I'm going to start moving out my fleets. We're going to send the 1st Battle Fleet and 3rd Anti-Submarine Fleet down to Gibraltar, and we will be sending the 1st Carrier Fleet down to Alexandria. 2nd Battle Fleet will stay in the UK for now, and the reason for that is I think the Kriegsmarine will try some crazy early war stuff, as they usually do. The 3rd Battle Fleet, I forgot I had even had a 3rd Battle Fleet, can go to Alexandria as well. I believe between the reserve fleet in Newcastle and the 2nd Battle Fleet in Dover, that we should be able to hold off the Kriegsmarine, or at least deal a significant blow to the Kriegsmarine. So Japan has defeated Yunnan, so that only leaves Zibe Sanma, or however you say it, and Xinjiang, as part of as the remaining participants in the war. Actually, I don't know. They usually aren't. Oh, they are. Oh, that sucks. I hope they can't cross through that. I can have a much larger front against Japan than I initially wished. Oh, sorry. Did you notice what that was? Yeah, fighters, multi-roles. Spare carrier air group. Yeah. Fleet destroyer. And spotter. No, we'll go with the spotter. Things happen so fast on Speed 5. I'm always expecting things to be a lot nearer to where I think they've actually got to. Which are actually where they've got to. We'll put some armour in. Try and get one more armour division. As I said, one more armour division, and I'm going to build two more armour divisions before the war. See if I can get a whole armoured corps up and going. As part of my flying army. Flying army sounds so stupid. But now we've built our spare carrier air groups. For now, I'm going to put these in Dover. I know I might need them to fight the Kriegsmarine as well, just as land-based bombers. And we'll have the fleet destroyer, and I hope there's another fleet destroyer. Crap one. Oh no. We'll just put it as a good one then. Good guy. And this one will be the second fighter wing. Now I'm a little bit. I thought. Personally, I thought what happened is that it was Hurricanes that were multi-role fighters, not Spitfires. But apparently it's the other way around, which I find to be quite surprising. I know I should probably combine these with my interceptors, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put them in Malta. I need them to support fleet operations, and these are going to go and join them, which is always my intention. And I know that only having 2 multi-roles is not going to stand up to anything, but along with my carrier air groups, hopefully they should be okay. Land-based fighters are in general a lot stronger than land-based fighters, unless you're Japan, and it's usually the other way around. So we're building a new army corps here. I'm quite tempted to send this one down to India, since I've just sort of realised. Well, I haven't just realised. I think I've underestimated the threat there. So we're going to have, yeah, this guy. It sounds so unprofessional. Yes, I'm pretty happy with what's going on at the moment. I'm going to recall, obviously, my transport fleet. The transport fleet squadron. I know I have one here. I should have one here anyway. Yeah. I'm actually going to recall these to Alexandria. I think they're safer there. But you can see already I've lost quite a lot of money from trading. And I could mediate that from selling supplies. But for now, I'm not really worried. If it goes under 2,000, I will start selling some supplies. But until then, I don't want any excuse to invest more in supplies than I already am. We only want to maximise our army maximise everything before war. Make sure we're full combat readiness. I think I will end this episode when with the annexation of Czechoslovakia. So that was with the First Vienna Award, I think. Or was it the Second Vienna Award? Something like that. A Vienna Award. I'm going to wait for a while until these other divisions are finished building. And I'm going to put in another multi-role into the production queue, as I feel my air force at the moment is a little bit lacking. And I've sort of gone for a broad spread over the 3 different bases of armed forces. It's tempting to build armour, to go for the whole Shazam build medium armour, but I need to invest in other areas. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put this on single engine airframe. I like the way, by the way, you can make your officers into diplomats and your spies into scientists and things like that. And equally how you can have researchers working on the light tank gun then switch onto the electronic computing machine and things like that. It's just, in reality, it would never have happened. But I'm not complaining because I think it makes the game more fun. We're going to bang in another light cruiser. And I'm really quite tempted to actually try and squeeze another carrier out. But I'm not going to do that yet. I think that would be too much of a strain on my IC for now. I might do that. I might still do that, but I'll wait and see what the situation is after I finished a few units. Yeah. This guy. I'm hoping I can hold the line in India with more accurately in Upper Burma with one core, and then I can Siam, however, is the difficulty, but that's thinking too far in advance for now, I think. Oh, dilemma. Do I use this core for my Baltic operation, or do I use it to shore up my defences in India? Well, I can get... No, it's difficult. It's difficult. Deployment is always a pain in the arse, you know. I'm always unsure about where to put things. Germany is looking strong though. Not as strong as I feared, however. But I know they'll have units elsewhere in Germany. This is only what I can see. So we can see that they have mainly just infantry. And oh yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scout out their ports. And I know this is not usually the most reliable way of doing it. Oh, we just got some very good text finished there. We finished anti-tank weapons. We'll take that out. Fighter pilot training, I think, is a level 3 tech, can stay in. Interception tactics are going to go out. I'm going to put those into port strike tactics. Yeah. This is not the most efficient way of... almost wasted some research there, by the way. Very bad. We're gonna invest in elastic defense. So we have at least 4 units there, 4 fleets perhaps. 1 heavy cruiser, another heavy cruiser. If I was to see a battleship, I'd start getting worried, and I know though the chances of me actually seeing anything at all in these ports. Oh, good. Italy has been accepted to the Axis. Oh, good. Another enemy. Have we got a battleship? No, battle cruiser, and I hope that's the ones they start with. The pre-1918 ones. Pre-1914 ones, even. I will need to activate my log in a minute. That's when but I'll only activate that once I get into war. I don't really see any need in using this. Once, alright, hold on, sorry, did I just ignore that completely? Yes. We'll put it in special forces. Or will we? Put it in delay. Rear guard units. Yeah, that's a good one. Remember these kinds of techs: elastic defense, delay doctrine, mass assault, and ambush. These are all these techs actually contribute to the likelihood that you'll get a combat event, and that combat event will either advantage the attacker or the defender. And things like delay give your enemy more. It means they take more casualties, or it increases the rate at which they incur casualties. Anyway, or they lose org faster, or something like that. I know our fighter techs are actually now being researched ahead of our bomber techs, but I do actually deem our fighters to be more important because I have more of them, and I haven't really been building any bombers. I will at a later date, but not now. Yeah, so I suppose I over-optimise my OC sometimes. I fail to spread everything out equally, so I do actually neglect even basic practicals like my infantry practical. So that was unprofessional. That was bad of me. Unprofessional? Why do I keep saying unprofessional? How can you be playing a game unprofessionally? It's just not possible. Zibe Sanmar is holding out quite well. We'll keep this one in. It's so funny. They've held out for so much longer than nationalist China. Unfortunately, they won't hold out any longer. Gulmud is on the border. Hang on, is that an ice? That's a very thin-looking, very odd-looking province there. I need to deploy that corps. I have a corps in Dover and I've just been ignoring it. And I will deploy it to India. I need to deploy it to India. Hang on, I'm getting confused here. Is everything on or off? 7th Corps, load. Where's the one attached to the Home Army? Ugh. I wish I had a faster way of offloading units, by the way. There we are. So we have... I need another infantry division down here, but... not concerned. Oh, we always remember Well, I know it's not necessarily important in peacetime. To set when you order your transports to do anything, to do it on passive, so they don't automatically target and engage enemy fleets which might destroy them. So technically that means the enemy fleet might have not detected them, but you've detected, you know, the enemy fleet has not detected your transports, but your transports know of the presence of the enemy fleet. So if they're in an aggressive stance, then they attack. Your transports will go in with their depth guns and they'll try and heroically ram the battleships and things, which like fireboats would, I suppose, in like the Renaissance. It doesn't work too well. They usually lose. Transports aren't very good combat vessels. We'll put it on anti-aircraft armament. We will keep operational level organisation in there. We always want to really be reducing the amount of time it takes between attacks. What have I got here? They must be transports. Oh, okay. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Yes, on defensive stance, your units won't engage, but will fight. So, in other words, so it's difficult to know whether it's actually possible to cross here. So I can't cross into the neutral territory, but I can't tell. Hold on, I'll find out. Ireland. Yeah, I can see what infra level it is there, and they can't cross here. Too low. It's too low, which means it's just good, because I was scared that. Which means I can hopefully hold the line down here. I'm going to put them down in Rangoon. Rangoon sounding like quite a fun place to be. I know in reality it's probably horrible, but well, it's a jungle anyway, isn't it? Jungles are not very nice places. Oh, I can see their ships. What have they got here? I don't know. This is where a mission to tell you what they were building would be quite helpful. We have quite good knowledge actually on their fleets. Well, they have transports, which is disconcerting. I don't want them to have transports. I want them to have nothing but subs. Or nothing at all, really, would be the ideal thing. Yeah, here we go. We'll look at their ministers. Yeah, it's been quite. I've never seen Berlin or Siemens appointed, or Zeld. This is interesting. Not massively interesting, mind you. Like boring interesting, as opposed to interesting. Now, I wonder when the. Oh, it's 1939 now, and Japan has just finished in China. They've wrapped it up. They've done annoyingly well. Do something I don't like. I don't like. Yes, Japan shouldn't be doing well. They should be losing. Yeah, that and that. Attack pilot training. Well, that was a waste, wasn't it? I can't believe I just researched that. It's so annoying when you do that by accident. Oh no, tactical. Sorry, I got that mixed up with nav. I don't want navs. I don't build them. I find carrier air groups to be a more rounded unit. Even if they aren't quite as effective at naval, even if they're not quite as effective over long ranges, or even naval strikes, but you know they are more rounded. You can use them as fighters. That's why I like to use them actually. Really. I could give them like half a bullet or something. Submarine warfare. Yeah, we'll take that out. That's okay for now. We'll put him back in large warship radar. That helps us. Helps our battleships target enemies. It helps us detect other vessels. What I'm going to do now, actually, is because I've been playing for quite a long time, I'm going to save it. I know the autosave has been going, but just so I can keep a marker, really. Right, bomb development. It's level 3. I'm quite tempted to keep it in, but I'm going to put that into armor. Put it into gun. Apparently, when you improve your light tank gun, it decreases your tank's toughness, and I don't know why that is. I suppose it's probably something to do with the reliability of the barrel or something, or mounting the barrel on the chassis, which makes it worse. But yeah, it's worth a tank. Oh crap! Yeah. Yeah, we're sorry, we just switched on to artillery because I'd been neglecting them. No, it looks as if my whole policy against Italy might not even work. Right, okay, this is where I'm going to end this episode. You can see Germany has now triggered 2 events. They've triggered the annexation of Italy, and Germany has annexed Italy. How about that? Who was expecting that? Germany has annexed Czechoslovakia, and Italy has annexed Albania. So, unfortunately, King Zog, the mighty King Zog, is no more. And it's unfortunate, really, because I love his name. So that concludes this episode. I hope to see you in probably about half an hour's time, or using time travel in yesterday, which is probably what I described this episode as or something. So thanks for watching, guys. War is definitely looming now. Feeling a little bit unprepared, has to be said, but you know, you can't get everything right, and it can't be as perfect as me all the time. So I'll see you next episode. Bye.